children here. Right. And so, and
yeah, started recording. Yep, that's what it says.
So I think it was recording. I just noticed that red dot went away. So sorry.
This was going.
Who knows? Yeah. All right.
Gremlins.
Yeah.
Feel free to cut me off. I don't want to pick up. I haven't. One other question I had is: are there nonprofits or arts organizations in town or locally that you're aware of that are doing? I'm thinking also of organizations that might have venues or that host events or performances.
Tennis farm.
Yeah.
Tennis farm.
Blackstone.
Blackstone,
Yeah.
but.
There's a lot of.
That's true. Vanderbilt. Yeah, and they're a farm. And
What's that one called?
A&D. What about
Blackstone, of course, we have the Blackstone Valley Community Chorus and also the Blackstone Valley Community Concert Band. The BT, we also have them.
Okay.
I have a multicultural festival
Yeah.
every year. We've been funding that for quite a while.
Yeah. What else do we have here?
And then the one for the Nutcrackers back again this year. Great enough.
there's a number of like cultural programs, some of which take advantage of or have gotten the Cultural Council grants, but also some of them are funded by the Friend of Men and Elders. So sometimes, so they have different like music performers who come in. Some of which are like, I think it's like the minstrels or the chorus group that is like amended.
And then the library, we have like one or two things for them a year, but they have a whole slew of programs for both adults and children.
You don't mention having this extra money in the town budget, but the council doesn't actually have a budget line, right?
I don't believe that I mean, we could check that, but I have to look back at the spreadsheet. Yeah, I think.
I mean, most don't.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
I've never seen it on the financial statement.
Yeah. Just curious. Because sometimes there are a couple of towns I know of that do, and it just gives the council a little bit of extra flexibility to be able to supplement their 20% from the Mass Cultural Council. So something to think about if the town would go for it. But
Certainly, it could be proposed. I mean, sometimes, like what I've seen is right. If you don't ask for it, it won't happen. If you ask for it, it might not happen right away, but it might like eventually happen. So like
keep asking.
Right. I think especially, like if you can motivate it with a specific project or example. So like, I mean, it would be great if you have examples of other towns that do this, because sometimes that'll.
Right. Well, like, so the town of Brookfield, how exactly they did it initially, I'm not sure, but I think it came about in part because they had sort of a combo Parks and Rec and or event committee. So the event committee that does like the tree lighting and things like that had a fixed budget, and the Cultural Council effectively offered to take it over. So then it became.
I see. It's interesting. Worth having some conversations about that.
Obviously, so I want to take things away from a committee that's already there, so it could be a little bit of a political effort, but
Especially where we only have 2 terms too, because if you're taking on something, a big project, and you have folks that are coming off and don't want to, then things can fall to the wayside too. So you have to be careful about stuff like
don't commit yourself or overcommit yourself to things that
I think if we do end up getting that senior center and the community center, and there is a central spot for folks, we could hold an event and sponsor an event, you know, that we have a nice place to hold the event at.
Is that something that's actively in the works at senior center?
Right now, yeah, it's, yeah, you may notice as, yeah, look for signs on your way out, like around. It's, but it's, as you know, as I'm sure you know, it is hard to convince people to pay more money for something. So even though I think, yeah, the town will benefit as a whole, like, you know, anyhow, I don't want to, yeah, don't need to take this over, but yeah, it's, you know, I think it's a really good thing for the town, you know, both as a senior center and as a community center. And yeah, there's so much potential for that space. And also the existing space that we have for the senior center is not fully ADA compliant. So like not all of the space is usable. So like having this new space that would be really accessible to everybody would be like, our town needs it. We can do better, but we'll see.
Last time,
Almost, yeah, it was
close.
52 votes. Yeah, we
I tried.
voted on it in May and we're voting on it again now. And
Is it a debt exclusion or?
debt exclusion, and it's, yeah, it's almost 12 million. We brought it down from 13.2 million, but it's the big cost drivers are not the things that can be cut. So like, because fire suppression and like the elevator, the full ADA accessibility, the full, like the kitchen that's needed for a senior center in particular. So all of these, they made it smaller by like basically removing some office space, but like,
So much you can.
yeah, fingers crossed. Like it's, because I think, yeah, it'll be so great. And I mean, I would love to see what the cultural council can do with it, and I guess put it out there to you if you have ideas for it and you want to share them with the public, like so that people can have that vision. There's still time.
I have two quick things.
Yeah.
One is something that I've heard from other cultural councils is there's a little bit of a lack of, not a lack of, a little lack of capacity, and then to a certain degree, a lack of understanding on how to market and advertise both the work that you were doing, the work that the grantees are doing, and then the fact that you have the grants open in the first place. Is that something that you have found, or do you feel like you're pretty confident getting the word out?
So there was a time when we, Sandy, you remember, we couldn't do anything on Facebook.
Yeah.
It was like, no. And so Joanne just kind of ran with it, and it was kind of one of those things, just do it and beg for forgiveness after. And look what it did. I mean, it promoted, the town. We have multiple emails, people thanking us for holding this. So I think now that we kind of have done that,
And started to go.
I think that's, I mean, because that's really what everybody looked at, it's social media. So to be able to promote online through those channels.
And Shannon did put, we have, we call it like a local paper that's with Upton and Mendon. We put an article in that.
Okay.
We didn't have pictures to put in it because it was the first year, so next year we do this again. As I say, we're doing this again. We'll have pictures, we'll post last year's participants and stuff like that. So,
And my last question, so part of the regional services work that we do is hosting dialogues, so finding journalists, finding stakeholders and community members are involved. So we're hoping to put something together for local cultural council so that you all can get together, bounce ideas off each other, you know, strengths, weaknesses, see where people are succeeding and where they have issues, and then hopefully get mass cultural council and potentially some arts organizations involved. So if that would be helpful, I guess my question is, would it be helpful, or is it, you know?
oh yeah, that'd be interesting, right? Because it's always nice to hear what other things, other council doing and stuff like that. So it's always when they know things sometimes that you're struggling with, that they can give you ideas to help with your, it's always good to have that.
Great. Well, I will keep you posted about that. Hopefully it'll happen sooner than later. Once again, thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate it. You too. Good luck with everything on your grantees.
Can you say your name again?
Yes, Ethan Millett. I can send you, and I'll send you the link.
Okay, great. And I know Brandon is with CPP. Housing production plan as well as our master plan. We have our zoning bylaws, reviewing our zoning bylaws. So yeah, so it's exciting. So many facets of CMRPC.
Cool. A lot, sometimes too much. But
Thank you.
thank you. I appreciate it. Good to meet you all.
Nice to meet you. What's your name? Okay, on to, can we have the minutes from the last meeting?
Sure. We left that on Tuesday, 17th of September at 7 o'clock. We did go to order. Five members in attendance were Joanne, Shannon, Sandy, Jim, Barbara, myself. We had Lena at the last meeting as well, so I was glad to have you here. We reviewed and accepted the minutes from the August 20th meeting. Old business, we reviewed the ongoing plans for the first annual townwide ski contest. There was a correction. Shannon placed the article in the local paper, so guidance from the select board. For new business, Jim reviewed the financials. 7169 is available. Remaining balance amount available for granting. The also includes funds like pro contest, advertising, awards, etc. Today's nominating grantees payments for the fiscal year 24 activities. It's believed that many activities would be held in the late summer, fall, winter, and request for payment would come later in the year. Joanne stated at the time, from presidents, businesses, and town department that participated in the scarecrow contest in its role since then, and ordered trophies and medallions. Joanne stated for this 2025 grant request would be available on 10/16 as we submit our current financials. With all meeting was set for tonight. 2023.
All those in favor of accepting the minutes, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you very much. Jim, do you want to go quick over review of the financials that we got, please? A quick review of the financials.
Sure. So now the updated amount that we actually have the ability to grant in our FY 2025 grant cycle, which is what we're in now, is $7,044. Now, with that, that includes keeping money back for the majority of our FY 2024 grants that have not been paid out yet. There may be a variety of reasons why that would be. We give the organization, grantees, the choice whether to get a direct grant, as in get the money before the event, or to be reimbursed after the event. So some choose four chose the direct grant before the event this year. And so those came out were distributed in April, and then the rest are going through the reimbursement, but only one. And I guess actually Joanne, you noted another one that you've signed. So that would be two have asked for reimbursement for an event they've held. And certainly I understand that's fine. Different organizations are going to do it differently. We've chosen to offer them both options. And many of them are having events here in the fall or holiday time events. So, but if you might want to just check with your, any of the particular grants anyone is following, as to what their status is in terms of if they have submitted the paperwork, held the event, but still haven't submitted the paperwork, they should definitely get on that. If the event is upcoming, just so they, are aware of what they need to do then afterwards in order to get their money. You might just want to be in touch with the grantees from FY 2024 that you all divided up. So just to make sure that they're on the same page and make sure the things roll on as they should. And then
I have a question. And Jim, if I could just ask, and this goes to you and it goes to the full committee. Is there an advantage to, is it advantageous for us to do direct grants and put a time frame on that right up front? So we're not chasing people towards the end of the year. We're looking at FY 24. We're about to get into FY 25. We're in FY 25. Does it start getting cumbersome?
it's a little crazy. That's to put it mildly. I think I finally this time around understand what I actually needed to do with the financial report and understand the finances, which I did not last year. It took me until February to submit the latest version of the financial report for FY 2023. So this year we got it in on time, and I made one adjustment today because I talked with the treasurer and we discerned something. So the fact that we have both the sort of pre and post options makes it a bit challenging, but if we keep track of it, like as we, Joanna and I we got a spreadsheet now. I can plug in, okay, this has been paid out. This has been paid out. It's not a problem. The other factor is that makes it even more complicated, and is that, of course, our fiscal year is July 1st to June 30th. So thus we're in the fiscal year 2025. But the programs can take place not just over a 12-month period, but over an 18-month period. So we can, I think as many of you probably already know, and I just learned this reading through stuff, the people could literally have held an event on July 1st, 2024, and be submitting it for the 2025 grant cycle. So there's that retroactive sort of 6 months, and then it goes for the entire calendar year of 2025. So thus there's all that overlapping. That was the hard piece to untangle. And the who got it went and got their money beforehand, who went and got it afterwards. So don't know that there's going to be any perfect solution. I think the best. The committee feels one way or another on if you want to go full reimbursement or full direct grant. That doesn't matter to me. I don't know that will solve every problem, but it's still going to be confusing because of those dates. And as long as we can match up disbursement requests with the grants when, as we're doing them, then myself or whoever else's treasurer can know what's going on. Because last year we actually did grant a bit more than we should have, but it all worked out because the Historical Society reimbursed us $500, and there was $322 in interest earnings for the fiscal year. So therefore, we actually, it evened out such that we managed to end up with $744 beyond the state grant. So we didn't overspend, as in spend out money that we didn't have, but we could have. But it worked out. So, but we're all good now. So,
That's good to know, Joel.
Can I just ask, Jim, do you have, so it sounds like we haven't really paid out a lot of our grantees for last year.
that is
Do you
correct.
happen to have, because I just kind of was looking at the folks that I had sent their grant acceptances to. Do you have, is it easy for you right now just to kind of put it all together if we can write down who actually got paid so I can like
Sure.
know,
Sure.
I can reach out. I don't want to reach out to somebody if I know they were paid.
Right. Sure. So, those who have been paid out, Cheryl Minscalo for her Amelia
Yeah.
Earhart presentation,
Right.
has been paid out. The Blackstone Valley Technical School Multicultural Festival, that has been paid out. And the Greater Milford Community Chorus Spring 2024 concert, that has been paid out. We also had the Diane Edgecombe, this is actually she did the pre version as in the direct grant, so that's been paid out even though her program is coming up in this coming December. But that's been paid out. She will need to do a final report on that. And then the quilt show for Thimble Pleasures, quilt show, that has been paid out.
Okay.
And that is it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Sorry to take up that time, folks.
It's okay, and we can send out the spreadsheet actually if you want.
Okay, good.
So, get that done. Get that done.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, Jim.
All right, thank you.
Okay, on to, I'm sure what everybody is waiting for. As I said, we had 22 participants, 284 people voted for the Scarecrow
You
contest.
said 24?
22
22.
284 people voted, which I think is fantastic. I only expected to get 5 people to participate, and I didn't even think about how many people were voting. So I'm very happy that everybody in the town came together. We have a lot of very artistic people in the town of Mendon, which is very nice to see. I hope we do this next year again, because it's a fun fall thing for everybody to bring into the fall. So, as I said, first place with 70 votes is the Sanderson Sisters.
Oh,
on
very good.
25 Carpenter Hill Road.
Well deserved.
Exciting.
Second place with 55 votes is JDM Cannabis on Oxford Road. I didn't see that one. Miss New York?
Okay, I did see it. Yes, I did see it. Remember that kind of thing.
Second place with 35 votes is Vanderbox Family Farm, Will the Wheelbarrow.
Good job.
After that, we get farther down into the listing, we got Telegram with 34, so they missed by 1 vote coming into, Three Rens Farms with 26. The library got 11, but they left a little vote. Rockland Trust got 10. Reagan on Washington Street
Yes.
got 10. The Minden Senior Center got 8.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
The Daisy Troop got 6.
Good.
The Town Hall got 5. The Driving Academy got 4. The Police Department got 4. Imperial Board got 3. The Highway Department got 2, and the Fire Department got 1. And then the other ones did not get any votes, but they participated, which was very nice, and it was fun to see
Can I
them.
have that? That's good.
Sure.
Thank you.
I want to tell you that, like,
the kids, they go to CPA, we have like 50 students from Mendon, strictly Mendon, and we will all the buds. CPA circle, but they don't do any on Snapchat or, that TikTok, and they're not into it, so.
Yeah.
A couple of kids call me and I'll invite vote, and when they heard it, well, I guess, those are the kids.
Well, this weekend, I went down to Patchett, down to their annual Scarecrow Festival. They have a festival and they have vendors and they have booths, they have people playing on the side of the road, which would be nice to see in Mendon eventually. And
Yeah.
the difference is you can walk their town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put them all along the town so you can walk.
Yeah.
If the community center came into play, we could actually put them there and they could decorate the whole parking lot and do it that way. So what they had, though, which I was telling Paul earlier before we started the meeting, is they gave out QR codes to each of the displays, and you could take a picture and have the QR code, and you could vote later on so that you could see them.
For that.
So maybe for next year, we look at doing it that way. I mean, it's a learning curve, we learn as we go. And another thing I'd like to do next year, which I didn't even think about till it was too late, is like maybe have a little reception. Have everybody who did a scarecrow come to an award ceremony.
That's a good idea.
And that way there, it makes it all, it brings everybody together, and if I can finally see, and we can probably take pictures and put them on a table so people can see everybody else in case they didn't ride around, and then we can make a big ceremony and say, do it that way. Maybe get a selectman to come and give you a award, or somebody in town,
And it's the chair.
and do it that way, but, we learn as we go, and we correct it as we go.
That'd be cool.
That's great for us to have. I mean, you did. Really good.
Very
successful. Yeah.
It's a theme here.
Well,
It's a theme. So, I will reach out to everybody who participated and, get the trophies to them and their medallions to them. Like I did say before, like in the case of a family, we get extra medallions so that if you had 2 kids in your family and you did a scarecrow, the children both should get a medallion, not just one medallion.
That's great.
As far as like the businesses and stuff like that, we will give them a medallion that they can hang in their business. If there's a family one, and they've got kids, I think the kids should each get a medallion. So,
Idea.
The first, second, and third place trophy. Did they get to keep them? Or
They're
did
gonna
they-
keep them.
Okay.
You know how much-
They keep
I'm gonna tell you,
I want it back.
we spent in total $368.
Yeah.
Okay, the most expensive stuff was the medallion, because I got 75 of them, so that we
How much is it per medallion?
per medallion is $3.94.
Yeah.
On the back of each of these medallions, it says Mendon Cultural Council Scarecrow Contest. It's really big, so that was it. We got it here a few years. You don't.
It is nice.
So, you couldn't beat it, so.
So this is scarecrow on top of the gold thing down at the bottom.
This is the 3rd place, second place, and the
Oh,
first
okay,
place.
the number,
There's
okay,
that
got it, got
and there's different heights.
That's great.
Now it's the turn thing.
And could you just repeat who the winners were? And I mean, I think.
I have that.
Yeah.
First place, Sanderson Sisters, a Thibodeau family, 26 Carpenter Hill Road, first place. Second place was JDM Cannabis, 103 Oxford Road. Then the Vanderbilt family on Level Street, first, second, and third.
First place, is that a family who did that?
It's a family, it's a mother and her 2 daughters.
What a great display.
Very
they did.
talented.
Very talented. I thought it was excellent.
Oh, and if you go at night, cat lights up.
Oh, that's,
So, I mean, very, very talented.
yeah, very talented. Just a lot in designing and great.
I'm not talented at all. It's like, I can think about it, I can't create it, I just can't.
We had a lot of laughs doing it. I'm sure a lot of people had a lot of laughs.
Oh,
doing
you
it,
did. Me and my daughter will laugh when we were riding around, because when I took her, as I said, my husband, I was in Florida in the hurricane when I said to my husband, can you go take pictures of every single scarecrow and send them to me? And he did. He wrote
They
around.
missed us.
I
They missed us. They missed.
Yeah.
You should have doled it up to us. So we're all,
I know.
we would have done it.
But, he knows when I'm doing something, he's gonna be roped in. He just knows it's part of life, being married
We
this
need to
life.
come on the board.
Must be a good guy. Right, I know. That's right.
He did. He was nice. He went around and he took all the pictures and everything and stuff like that. So,
That's very nice of him.
but yeah, I wanted to make sure at least if people couldn't get out. At least if
know,
they
I
were
love the
part of
pictures.
men
I thought that was a
board, they
great
could
thing.
See. the
Yeah.
pictures.
It was nice. I appreciated that because I
Yeah.
didn't see all of them in person, so, but I did enjoy the photos.
Yeah, it's like the parade's coming, so.
No, and you make a good point. If the community center, the senior center goes through, it would be a great central location to have all of these things.
Yeah.
And you can make it like a Sunday afternoon or a Friday, whatever, have an award ceremony, make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
It'd be cool. And then
You take pictures when you present
I'm
the
gonna take
trophy.
pictures, because what I'm gonna do is present the trophies in front of their display, so.
Oh, yeah.
And that would be there.
And if you want, like, you'd see pictures of me.
No, no, they- they'll do it that way, and that way they'll say, these are the winners.
Can we get that on the website? The town website?
Look, I can ask Dan if he can put them on the website once I get the pictures taken, so, I'm gonna reach out to everybody, and see what's a good time, and do it. I know Vandervalk is having a function on Friday night, so I'm gonna reach out tomorrow and see if
Right.
it's okay if I come by, because my cousin's lobster truck's gonna be there, I just have to go.
I know. They have some good events.
You're
right around the corner if you want me to go with you.
So, but, that way there, you can do it that way, so. But
Great job. Great job.
Yes, good
it's a
job.
fun time, everybody, thank you, and I appreciate all the
Yeah,
guys,
good job.
encouragement and help and whatever, I mean, like I said, we're a team, we do it together, so.
Well, you led us well.
If you don't want to know what I have in my fry next. Next undertaking, I want you to help me on our next.
Very good. Yeah, I'm here. Learning curve, so I'm
Oh.
still learning,
So, I gave everybody a list of the FY25 grants.
Right.
Okay, if you guys can kind of take a look at it, I can send you, Elaine, the whole panel book via email to the town, because you won't know the details behind.
Okay.
We kind of do, because we told them in the past.
I don't, but I went over a lot of them.
You look like, because you got the panel book that I sent you,
Yes,
correct?
yeah,
I sent it to everybody.
Yeah. So that was very helpful.
I told that guy, what do we need? We need a searchable PDF.
Oh, my God, I will email him to
Yeah,
the,
we need a searchable PDF.
The application,
Yes.
yes.
but you have not yet voted on
No.
them.
Yeah, we
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, so this is
Question here. These are, just for background, these are a variety of people that will do stuff in the town of Mendon or requesting to have it in other, from us. The money is in, it's gonna be in another town.
Right,
Like,
okay.
Nelson, ballet, or, different things like that. Like he said, we get them from a variety of people who come, and they, Shannon said, they apply to a lot of different councils for funding, because you can see the requested amount varies compared to what the budgeted amount comes. So if you guys want to take a look at this, then our next meeting, we will start voting on different criteria as far as,
They meet the guidelines.
Needed access criteria. I mean, I saw a few of the tips on the,
yeah, we also kind of like promote in town first.
I
Like, we want
remember
it in the
hearing that
town,
last
and
year. I
then,
thought that was a great
we
idea.
promote that first because we want people in town to be able to come
Right,
to
that's
it.
right.
And,
Outsiders come in.
yeah, we want outsiders to come in, so we first look at anything that wants to happen in the town of Mendon. We kind of look at that
Good idea,
criteria
yeah.
first. We also look at as far as like, if the school, like, if it's a school or something like that, is it PTO sponsored event
Right.
or different
Okay.
things like that? There is one case we do make an exception for, is with BVT. BVT is a multi-regional
Right, yeah.
school, but Mendon does have students that goes to BVT, so it is benefiting people from the town of Mendon.
Okay, I get it.
So we look at it that. say, and the grants that we have in here run the gamut. It runs from kids to seniors. It runs the whole 9 yards, so it's not pigeonholed to one specific group, which is nice.
And how much money did you get this year to deal with these?
6,300 and something, right,
Oh,
Jim?
okay.
For this year's grant, what did we get from the state this year? From the state for grant total?
Say it again.
What did we get? What was our allotment from the state?
6,300.
300, okay. But like she said, we've got a little more to be able to give out because of different things.
Yeah.
But we'll get to the 6,300 first, and then we go through and we say whatever, and then if we, whatever we have, we'll go back and revisit it too. Yeah.
Right. So we
Sometimes
had,
Go ahead, Derek.
we do, so we have a bit beyond the 6,300, as I said, to grant. We have 7,044 that we can grant because, you know, there's interest earned on our account throughout the year that gets added in various things. People don't hold events, therefore the money carries over, you know, this sort of stuff. The Historical Society reimbursing us, for example, because they didn't hold that event. So thus we have more than the 6,300. And it's nice that 6,300, that's actually a 100 above what we had last year from the state. So there you go.
So there should only be about $1,000 worth of unpaid grant.
There's a lot more than that.
Yeah. Okay, but if we got the money for this year already, and there's
Yeah.
only 7,000 something,
We haven't
but we haven't gotten the money yet. Okay.
No, we haven't gotten it yet.
Now, yeah, there's what we actually have in our account, and there's what we have to grant, and
Okay.
it's a Venn diagram.
This is the number of what, this is what they've asked for.
Oh,
We don't
If you add.
we don't
Yeah.
actually get the money until later.
So, so it's a challenge.
And if you want to look strictly at what's in town,
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that because I was adding up the tonight too. We are talking.
I think COVID, for some reason, people don't like to drive anymore.
This is what
Drive at night.
is strictly in town. You go to a route.
Oh,
That's,
oh, no, it isn't.
That does not,
That's close.
that doesn't include the,
BBT, right.
that's just Mendon.
Yeah.
But we have in the past gone and said, you've requested $1,000, we will give you 500.
Right.
Well, we've gone and negotiated back and forth,
Right.
because what we do is we go through and we say, okay, denied or amend, and they've got a time period where they can
I
come
see.
back and challenge us or not, or, and whatever.
Yeah.
If they've applied to other places.
They have to tell you in their grant description
Oh,
when they
okay,
apply.
okay, that's
They
good.
also, one of the things we also do is if you're charging admission.
Oh.
We don't
No,
want a
okay.
grant
Right.
because
Good.
that means you're making money off the
Right,
daily.
right,
We,
right.
we don't want you to be, not that we don't want you to make money, we feel that if you're
Yeah.
making money off of it, you shouldn't be asking for a grant.
Right, I
Right.
agree. Yeah, that's a good.
And it has to be open to everybody.
Correct.
Exactly.
It can't be limited.
Like there's a school PTO that wants money for a show, for a laser assembly.
Yeah,
Unless they're gonna open it to the public and let anybody go, I don't know.
free.
Yeah, so, we have to we look at a bunch of different
Right.
things. So if you guys just want to take
Yeah.
a look at it,
Yep.
take a look at the panel book, and next meeting, we can go through and kind of say,
Yeah.
yay,
Discussion about
nay,
it.
more in-depth discussion, and we'll look at it that way. All right, any other new business that we missed or anything that I am forgetting about on the meeting?
Yes.
Thanksgiving. Can we do it already before? The November 20th, or is Tuesday night a better night, like we were doing? Is Tuesday night a better night, or is Tuesday night not a good night? for
I
us?
can't do this one, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
the 19th,
I can do the 19th.
the 19th at 7, does that work for everybody? It's the week before Thanksgiving.
What day is it?
Tuesday.
Yeah, the night after special town meeting. We're all going to special town meeting on Monday, the 18th.
Those are things we'll be.
So what's on the docket for the 18th?
Well, there will be the voting on the senior and community center, so so that we'll be voting on that whether or not it passes on the ballot.
Oh, yeah, even if it doesn't.
They are separate, so, yes, so, yeah, it's also, yeah, if it fails at the ballot and it passes the town meeting, there is a possibility of doing another ballot, whether we do, but, I think still the vote will help the town decide how to move forward. So, but hopefully it will pass it both. That is my hope. And then, right, other things on that. Other things will be a lot of like different actions or, house cleaning. So there's the free cash and moving things from one account to the other account. And so it definitely, it will be interesting.
Okay.
I don't think anything, I think the most controversial thing on that warrant will be the senior community center. So
Very controversial. I don't even understand it.
Well, what's the finance, over 20 years?
30 years.
It's 30 years.
And that's why the impact is the impact is as low as it is for two reasons. One is because it's going to be a 30-year debt exclusion, and the other is that there is other debt that is falling off now.
Oh, okay.
So the timing is really good for taking on a new capital project. Yeah. So it's, but, and also, yeah, I mean, in addition to, the debt exclusion, we are seeking other funding sources. So there's a possibility. So we actually have made it to the sort of the final stage of getting a federal, I understand they're not calling them, forgetting what the term is, but congressional funding in the amount of $850,000, which will be really substantial for as an offset. So that is, we're hoping for that, and we're going to other funding avenues, but most funding avenues are not open unless you have a project approved by the town. So, fingers crossed that we get a project approved by the town.
Hey, have you, I assume somebody has at least looked into Massachusetts Cultural Council facility grants. Because that is something that they've been emailing us about, right?
The committee has not looked into that, but maybe it is something that we can look into, so yeah, we should have that conversation, because I expect they're not going to be huge, but perhaps they could. Really, okay, so that could be really useful. Yeah, let's have that conversation.
Right. I'll get the criteria. I got an email with that, and I forgot about that, and
Yeah,
criteria.
I'm happy to, yeah, because I know the intention for the building is that it would be, used for community space, and if there is some way in which, yeah. And yeah, well, let's keep talking about it. Yeah.
That's fine.
All right, motion to adjourn the meeting.
Sorry.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, bye, Jim.
Bye,
Yeah.
folks. Take care. Good to see y'all.
See how cute that dog is. Look at that dog.